going on, peeps, and welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another series of AcuraHondaClassic. I'm out here with the boy Mike. Mike, thanks for coming out.
How you doing, Javier?
And bring it back. Awesome, man. I appreciate each and every one of the people that come out and bring their cars to do the reviews. Is amazing builds, but you know, we have a CRX here that we're gonna get into it. But first of all, I want a quick word from the sponsors here at Acura Pembroke Pines, the #1 sales volume dealer, 7 years in a row in the Southeast. You know, thanks for sponsoring all this series and everything we do out here. So let's get into it, Mike. Let's talk about the car, and episode number 5. Let's go. All right, guys. So I'm out here with Mike. And Mike, what year is this CRX?
This is an '88 Honda CRX. Started life as a SI, originally from Arizona.
Okay.
So trying to go for a rust-free car, if you will.
Right. Well, Arizona is definitely the place. There's not definitely doesn't snow there. What, does it snow there?
I think they get a little, but not much.
Not much, right?
Not much.
But it's definitely a state that keeps the cars rust free. So,
yeah.
And okay, so it's an '88. You've had it for how long? Have you had the car?
I've had this car since 2007.
Okay.
Don't know what owner I am in line. Never checked the Carfax. I probably should have, but it's all good. So I've had the car since '07 now, and it's not going anywhere.
No, man. With the way it looks and how clean it is, it definitely. And then I see that it's definitely a good hand. So, so you've had this car resprayed. Is this the original color of the car?
It's the original color of the car. It's called Blade Silver Metallic.
Okay.
And I've had the car painted 2 times since I've owned it.
Okay.
Last time it was painted was 2013. So it's nothing crazy. It's just an exterior spray. The door jambs, the engine bay still have the original paint from Honda from 1988. Okay. So maybe at one point I'll get around to that, but for right now. Yeah.
No, and it looks like, man, they did a hell of a good job. So
thank you.
Let's go to the front. I want to talk about the front. So the lip that you got going on here, what lip is this? This is an OEM lip, or?
So this is basically a J's lip.
Okay.
And it's for the JDM front end.
So
everything forward of the windshield is basically the JDM front end.
It is.
Fenders, hood, lights, bumper.
Glass lights, of course, right?
They're actually plastic, believe it or not.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. If you get this front end in Europe, though, and the United Kingdom, you do get these in glass.
Okay.
So, but yeah, the Japanese cars, they got the plastic. And,
super clean, man. This build is super clean. So let's check out the wheels. What are you running for wheels?
So for wheels, these are Wed Sport TC05s.
Okay.
A lot of people think that they're 96 Type R wheels.
Yeah, it kind of looks similar, but obviously you could.
Yeah.
If you know a little bit about them, as soon as you see them, you're like, okay, those are Weds, you know.
They look super similar for sure. So these are pretty small size, 15-inch. They're lightweight.
Well, I think anything bigger than a 15 just kind of looks a little weird on this small car, right?
Yeah, you could definitely do 16s on the CRXs, but I'm probably old school compared to a lot of people, and I like to keep the tiny look with the 15s and the meaty tire. Yeah, man.
Dunlop, you're running the Dunlop. What are they? The
Reza Z2.
The Reza Z2s. Grippy tires, right?
They're grippy tires, no doubt.
So do you track the car?
I do track the car. I haven't tracked it in a while, but last year, pretty much the only time I drove the car was for autocross events, actually.
Oh, okay. And it probably did very well, right?
It does pretty well, man. Like local classing, the car does really well. On like a state or national level, like no, not so much. But
oh, okay. Yeah, but it definitely. So jumping, because I see there's a lot of the moldings that seem to me like brand new, man. So you've replaced some of those?
Some of those are new from Honda. Some are the original on the car, just reconditioned basically. But when I put the car together at the time, a lot of the stuff I could literally go to the Honda dealer and
still get it.
Yeah, and still get the stuff.
Wow, believe it or not, being such an old car, that Honda would still stock these parts.
So now it's really getting to a point to where a lot of the parts are getting harder to find.
Right.
And a lot of dudes are hoarding the parts and putting a tax on them, basically.
Yeah, well, I think it's happening with a lot of cars. If you look at the Type Rs and the EK9, those things are just kind of shooting up. So
a lot of the 90s generation stuff that's really getting more collectible now. And yeah, I mean, now
it's getting up there.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's definitely getting up there.
Awesome, man. So this is obviously what we could tell is an SI because it comes with a sunroof. And we're gonna get into the interior in a little bit. I see you got some Recaros, and it looks amazing with got the roll cage in the back with the seat belt lap on. Looks good, man. So let's go to the back of the car.
Okay.
And let's check it out.
All right.
All right. So we're here in the back of the car. Man, still, I mean, you look at it and it still is just super mint. What exhaust are you running on this?
That's the Fujitsu Legalis R. It's actually a scratch and dent special from the Yahoo auctions.
Really?
Yeah, so I got a good deal on that. Just took me a good minute to get here from Japan, and they didn't want to ship it because they found a little bit of motor oil in it.
Oh, and they didn't want to ship it because of that?
Yeah.
So how'd you manage that though?
I had to ship it to a friend's house in Japan, and the friend basically had to bring it back here to the States for me, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Well, you know the laws and stuff like that, so I'm sure you got a good deal on it because...
Got a good deal. I got that exhaust, I think, for maybe $300 and change.
Full.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really good, man. Super clean, man. I just love how this CRX right here just has this clear glass, and then it has the light integrated in it, so it's just, I don't know, man. I think Honda was way ahead of the game back in the days, you know?
They definitely were. They had some good style in the 90s.
Super nice. Go around it. Sweet, man. So let's get into the interior, man.
Okay.
We're here in the interior now. So Mike, tell me a little bit about the interior. It looks very OEM and very, you know, very tastefully, just kind of OEM feel on it. So
I didn't want to get too carried away. A lot of the interior is actually the original interior for this car.
Okay.
Did aftermarket seats when I started tracking the car. So they're Recaro SPGs with Schroth belts, and did the auto power 4-point bar just so you can strap the harness belts into the right way.
Right.
Reupholstered the top of the door panels.
Okay.
Like a micro suede material.
Looks nice, man. Looks very good.
The top pieces on the original one, I think maybe like a piece of glass had broken here at some point.
Okay.
And so it was like all chewed up here. So I figured that'd be a good way to
get them redone.
The dash is the original one for the car, but the only thing different is I converted to a 9091 hood.
The hood little cowl on the top?
Yeah, the hood cowl on the top. And the gauge cluster is actually from a UK CRX. So it's basically the right cluster for like a B16 motor.
Okay.
And that's the only CRX cluster in the world that goes to 155.
Oh, wow.
Because the original one came with a speedo. I think that only does like 110, 115.
So in the UK, it was bumped up to like...
In the UK, yeah, if you buy the VTEC model, you get the 155 mile/hour cluster. And it's also miles per hour, not kilometers.
Yeah, it's also miles per hour.
Yeah, so that's easy.
Mugen shift knob, I see.
Yeah, real Mugen shift knob, matching pedals.
Nardi steering wheel, quick release, right?
Nardi wheel, the quick release.
Sweet, man. I love those Mugen pedals. They look so nice.
Thank you.
And I just love like all the little buttons and all that stuff. You got the personal box. That's the non-smoker personal
for the
box.
Non-smoker, yes.
Yeah.
For the non-smoker.
Sweet, man. Such a clean interior, man. And
Thank
then
you.
Look at the back. You have well, these cars didn't come with back seat.
Yeah, they didn't come with a back seat here in the States. So that's the original cargo cover, I guess you call it.
Okay.
And the only thing that I have back here really is just the battery and just an amp
a little amp for music.
For the stereo, that's it.
Sweet, man. So let's get into the engine. I think everyone is going to want to see that.
Okay.
Such a clean car. Sweet, man. So what engine setup is here? Talk to me.
This is a B16A.
Okay.
It's got basically a hydro B16 tranny.
Mm-hmm.
The motor is all stock internal. It's literally just bolt-ons that you see here. The intake manifold, the header.
Cold air intake.
Cold air intake, but inside the motor it's completely bone stock. The tranny is a M factory plate type diff with carbon coated gears for second and third.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see what else here. Passport mounts, the retains AC with the Hassport adapter, so you can use a single cam AC compressor.
Okay.
With the B series motor.
Got the Hassport mounts, and you got the extended top hats for the suspension.
Yeah, extended top hats from ground control. So you gain 15 more mils of shock travel.
Okay.
With those little guys there. Keeps the bump stops in good shape because normally they get pretty chewed up.
Yeah, you don't want to wear them out.
Yeah, they get worn out pretty quick.
Nice, man.
Full race radiator.
And then you got the bracket here from Hassport for the...
Yes, for the conversion.
For the conversion of the transmission.
Yes.
So for the cable conversion, right?
Yeah, exactly. So still retaining a cable from the actual clutch pedal, and Hassport basically gives you this adapter kit so you use a hydro tranny in a cable car.
In a cable car.
Yeah, and then you can still adjust your clutch like how you could originally from Honda if you need to make adjustments.
Nice, man. These companies do some work, man, that sometimes you just...
They save you the headache.
They save you the headache.
They really do.
They do. So you got a Skunk 2 Pro intake manifold.
Intake manifold, yep.
And a Bennett
yeah, Bennett rail, which is kind of old school. You really don't see that company anymore. I know they were more popular in the early 2000s. I've thought about putting an OEM rail back on the car, but I kind of like to keep it, I guess, period correct.
Period correct, right?
You know?
Yeah, so, yeah, since you don't see them that much.
You don't see them, so certain parts that you can't get your hands on, you might as well enjoy them.
So I also noticed that you relocated the battery and you got the positive stud on there.
So you've got a positive jump terminal here, just in case. Those little batteries, they do go dead if you don't keep it on a battery tender, so that does come in handy.
No, it definitely does. And I want to point out the stock, the part that's on the little coolant, how you still have the sticker
the
with
reservoir.
the stock, yeah, with the little sticker on it that still has the part on it from Honda.
That's brand new from Honda. This, I think I bought this probably 3 years ago, and you could still get them now. I'm not sure. Like I said, I know a lot of these parts are getting harder to get.
Yeah, they are super hard to get. And I see you wrap the headers too.
It is wrapped
to keep some of the heat away.
Fiberglass, yeah, and it helps with the heat.
Yeah, it definitely does help with the heat. So man, let's lift it up. Let's check out the suspension. Let's do it, man.
Let's do it.
All right, Mike, so we're under the car, and tell me a little bit about it, because I see that you, every nut and bolt, you kind of just drew them in, you did a marking. So I'm taking a guess that you did them to torque spec, but you told me differently, so.
So basically, I keep the paint marks there just to monitor the hardware from coming loose. And let's say you're at like a track day or autocross event, you have a weird vibration, you can get the wheel off the car, throw a jack stand somewhere, and you could quickly troubleshoot, you know, if something came loose, basically.
Of course, makes sense.
Yeah, so you can torque them down the spec, throw a little paint mark on there, and
won't hurt anybody, but in the long run, it definitely
helps.
You know, it definitely helps. So I see you have the K-Tune traction bar.
Got the K-Tune traction bar for caster adjustment. That also helps eliminate wheel hop, which I can definitely tell you
it helped, huh?
It kills it. Yeah, it completely eliminates wheel hop.
And we got, and then suspension.
Suspension wise, so it's a Koni ground control coilover. It's basically DA Integra spring rates, like off the shelf spring rates. And then if you peek up in there, there's Skunk 2 upper arms for camber adjustment.
And the braided lines from Goodrich, huh?
Braided lines from Goodrich for the brakes. The sway bar is just the stock SI sway bar. It actually came on this car originally.
Came on this car?
Yes.
And then you just did the polyurethane.
Yeah, just did bushings just to freshen it up, because those old Honda ones get tired after, 30 years or whatever it's been.
Yeah, of course. So guys, so this is basically a spoon drain plug, and then Mike did the wire. This is the safety wire.
I call it safety wire.
Right. You rather deal with the thing,
a little drip
than actually coming loose. Exactly. And the header's wrapped. So, and then you were talking about that the exhaust, what was the brand of the exhaust again?
So this is a Fujitsu Legalis R. It's a scratch and dent special. As you can see, it's taken some wax.
Well, it just means you drive the car and you enjoy, you know? So that's basically what that is. But you can see there, Fujitsu. And then let's go to the back of the suspension. I see you have hard raise LCAs.
Lower arms here. There's a Suspension Technique sway bar.
Okay.
And same scenario out back, stainless lines for the brakes.
K-Tune adjustables in the top though.
Yeah, that's funny you saw those actually, because I forget they're even there. Yeah, there's K-Tune for camber adjustment up top there.
And then for the trailing arms, you got SPC.
So SPC toe arms for the trailing arm. And here there's energy suspension bushings.
Okay.
The old ones get
worn out.
They get worn out.
Probably not probably, but it definitely makes a difference when you
feel a noticeable difference. Even with ride quality, it really helps out. You don't realize when you own one of these cars and you're driving around with those weak bushings, you don't know what it's supposed to feel like
when you put them on, and then you make it. Oh yeah, man, I could just imagine. Man, super clean build. So let me get a quick shot of the wheels out here. Looks nice, man. And your lug nuts, what are those?
Skunk 2 lug nuts.
Oh, okay.
Aluminum lug nuts.
Sweet, man. And the paint on the wheels look very nice. Super clean car, man. All right, guys, so thank you for tuning in to episode 5. I want to give thanks to Mike for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Showing us his beautiful 88 CRX.
88
got
CRX.
Got it right. So before I close the video, I want to tell you guys that the apparel is still available. AcuraHondaClassic. Remember to follow them on Instagram. DM them for the apparel and just get your stuff, man. Get your shirt, get your hat, get your stickers, and everything just looks very nice. So, and once again, thanks to the sponsor at Acura Pembroke Pines. And Mike, man, thanks for coming out. I'll see you guys on the next one.